Hello, mates. Does your career or finances fit the dream of where you want to be? Are you afraid of dreaming, fearing they'll never be realized and actually never seen in reality? Are your relationships ideal? If not, clicking below will change that if you're not afraid of success. If you are afraid of success, take the first step to break through your fear by clicking below. I have studied and practiced under the world's best transformational experts. I have studied directly under the masters of transformation, including Jack Canfield, author of Chicken Soup for the Soul, Dr. Richard Bandler, co-creator of Neuro-Linguistic Programming, Francisco Carrillo, the creator of the Pomodoro Technique that has revolutionized time management, and Sandra Westerstein and the late Michael Bennett, creators of Dream Sculpting, a life-shaping program that was inspired by Walt Disney, who strategized, then inspired the creative processes that gave rise to the fantastic experiences at Disneyland, made manifest by his team of Imagineers. I'm a graduate of San Bernardino Valley College, California State University, and have earned an MPA at Pepperdine University, as well as a Juris Doctor from Northern California University School of Law. As you now know, I am academically prepared. I'm also emotionally charged, and I'm highly motivated to see that you live the life of your dreams. Hello, I'm Lee Sullivan, affectionately known as Captain Lee for the captain's hat that I frequently wear. Inside my hat, I always have words to remind me of who I am. They are the last two lines of a very famous poem. It matters not how straight the gate, how filled with charges the toll, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. As you can see, I prepared myself to be the transformation agent to get you to your dreams. What you need to know is that I am highly motivated and excited to fulfill my dreams of transforming the base metal life of my attendees into the golden experiences of golden lives extraordinarily lived. I am on this earth to make you the master of your fate and the captain of your soul by taking 100% responsibility for your choices, as your choice is the only control that you have 100% control of. The ship upon this earth that is you can guide your life to the waters of your choosing if you let me show you how by clicking below. Remember, it's not the gale, the direction of the wind that determines the ship's direction. It's the sail you trim to take you to what your every whim is. I have a real life story of hope for you, although it begins with a tragic gang stabbing and death in a California prison facility. This was during a chapter in my life when I was in charge of rehabilitative services of 2 California open dorm prison units, one of which had the highest percentage of murderers in the state. Those were some bad dudes. I haven't always been a cute face. I know people think Denzel Washington. Stop laughing. I can hear you. Cut it out. Anyway, this type of open living unit was dangerous in a riot situation, as they were dormitories and not individualized cells that you could lock folks up in. We knew for sure there was going to be a riot in my living units that night and possibly even more death. What I'm about to share with you during my 6-week Success Principles seminar, when you click below, is how the Success Principles shaped what happened that night on my living units. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon of the death that occurred in another prison, we all knew that the obligatory prison riots would be jumping off throughout the state. This is what happens when a gang murder occurs, even if it's in another facility. After work was over that day, I asked my boss if I could conduct large group sessions on my 2 living units to see if I could stave off the inevitable rioting. He said, "We all know what's going to happen. The TAC team is here and they're ready to do what they need to do to stop the rioting and prevent people from getting hurt. So no, it doesn't make sense." Well, I turned and I asked him, "Well, can I do it on my own time?" And he looked at me rather bewildered. And he wondered why I had so much concern for the criminals in the living unit. But he said, "If you want to waste your own time, go ahead." So I called my living units and I scheduled 2 large groups. In retrospect, I'm going to recreate that powerful message I gave them in another webinar. But in short, it went like this. I'm going to give you all a valuable gift tonight. And that gift is you. I talked about the one thing they needed to think about in the next few dangerous hours. I got them to associate with their true identity and importance in a world that would suffer if they didn't use the success principles. I taught them immediately. I associated them to their future. If the success principles weren't used effectively. But I never told them what to decide. I just gave them the formula. As expected, all open dorm living units rioted except 2. I gotta mop up. The only difference in those 2 was the success principles and my understanding, passion for, and delivery of the success principles to the only 2 living units that didn't riot. The very thing I will share with you, which when I delivered this to the prisoners in my charge, made such a drastic change in their individual and collective behavior that those units alone weathered the night of riots without an incident. The only 2 living units out of 12. That's powerful stuff. And you can have that powerful result and more success in your life just by clicking below and attending the webinar. I guarantee it. If you're facing difficult decisions like a marriage that isn't working, or children not talking to you, or needing to handle difficult situations at work. If the success principles can stop a prison riot, don't you think they can help you stop the continuation of difficult situations in your life? By leading you to the formula for successful and empowering decisions, just like they did for the prisoners, who would have damaged their lives and the lives of others if they didn't get the formula for successful decisions just in the nick of time. To help you use the success principles effectively, I've included a free downloadable workbook available by registering below that is a bonus for you, as it's unfortunate wasn't available to the prisoners. Because my units didn't riot, the need for staff overtime, medical costs for treatments, and additional costly additions of time for those who participated in the riot was avoided because of the success principles. Their prison release dates and bodies remained intact, and the number of behavior reports in my living units went down after that drastically. This powerful tool will work for you as well. What kind of prison do you find yourself in? A thankless, uninspiring job? A relationship that needs to be improved or changed? Are you just in a rut with no change in the foreseeable future? Do you have a dream of life that you know will never happen? Then the Success Principles webinar is what you need to go from where you are to where you want to be. And I mean now. The change for the prisoners was instant, and it can work for you that quickly as well. But that's not the end of the story. A year later, almost to the date, we're in the exact same riot potential situation for the exact same tragic reason. This time, my boss approached me and asked me if I thought I could deliver the same message to the prisoners as the year before, and that he would pay me this time. Well, I would, of course, because I'm there to help people. That night, every unit rioted, except 2. This time it resulted in a commendation and a transfer to a training assignment in central office in Sacramento. The success principles work. If you register today, here's what you'll get. A comprehensive workbook to guide you through the program. Access to a powerful Facebook group to collaborate with other members regarding your exercises and experiences. Weekly group coaching calls along with the recordings of the 6-week course for future use. An accountability system to help you get the outcomes you desire. A brief NLP, Neuralistic Programming Introduction. Abbreviated Hermetic Principles booklet, because this is the core, the ancient wisdom that explains why this works. A brief introduction to the Pomodoro time management system. That's early. Discounts on future products and programs. The total investment for this entire program is usually $497 per person. But we're running a limited time special because I want this to be a no-brainer for you. Act now and save $300 and pay only $197. Those who attended the R Factor webinar have a special rate of $29. Those who participated in the recent 14-day Take Back Your Life Challenge have a special rate of only $10. Let the success principles release you from whatever your prison might be by simply clicking below. The worst thing that you could do now is nothing. So register below and become the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. See you in the webinar.